Welcome. This is David Boles, Human Meme. Today's topic, no right to be forgotten. The European Union is requiring search engines, like Google, to provide citizens of their nations the right to be forgotten. And I argue today it is nigh impossible, and foolish even, to believe anyone can erase themselves from the shared digital memory of the world. Here's how Wikipedia explains the legal framework of the law. The right to be forgotten reflects the claim of an individual to have certain data deleted so that third persons can no longer trace them. It has been defined as the right to silence on past events in life that are no longer occurring. The right to be forgotten leads to allowing individuals to have information, videos, or photographs about themselves deleted from certain internet records so that they cannot be found by search engines. The entire idea of being forgotten, once learned and once known, is ludicrous and absolutely impossible. I understand if there is bad information online that you didn't create or propagate, like revenge porn or something terrible like that. That's a different case. There are already special devices in place that you can use to remove that illegal content without needing to invoke the right to be forgotten law. We may try to fool ourselves into believing that after leaving a digital footprint, we can somehow go back in time and erase the fact that we ever set foot there or over there or even right here. When the hard truth is that everywhere we go, we are tracked and traced and recorded and remembered. Every event that becomes us is us. In fact, to try to erase the who and the what of how you are is an insult to the rest of us. We want to know you believe in us and that you trust us. By accepting yourself and your history and what you've done. You can try to legislate privacy, but there is always the unmanageable memory, the I remember you brigade, and the I know what you did army. And we cannot discount the residue and the cause and effect, and none of that shall ever be wiped from the face of the planet, no matter what the European Union tries to claim in court. The right to be forgotten is a law for babies, justice for the infantile, social melancholia for the clinically unsavvy. What sort of person believes they can force the non-human world to forget them? I argue that sort of person is one who actually demands to be remembered for their deceit against humankind. From The Guardian, February 2016. The top European court has backed the right to be forgotten and said Google must delete inadequate, irrelevant, or no longer relevant data from its results when a member of the public requests it. The right to be forgotten ruling allows EU residents to request the removal of search engine results that they feel linked to outdated or irrelevant information about themselves on a country-by-country basis. In September 2015, the French Data Protection Authority threatened to fine Google if it did not scrub search results globally across all versions of its website, not just the European domains. Google claimed doing so would have a chilling effect on the free flow of information, but has now relented. If a German resident successfully requests Google remove a search result under queries for their name, the link will not be visible on any version of Google's website, including google.com. When the search engine is accessed from Germany, Google will use the browser's IP address to determine their location. Google said it has received 386,038 right-to-be-forgotten removal requests since the ruling and has accepted approximately 42% of them. The right to be forgotten. First Google, then where? The local courthouse? Can you make the same request to be forgotten of your government? Hey, forget me. Oh, and forget those back taxes I owe, and forget all my driving infractions while you're at it. I have the right to be forgotten, right? No way. We live in the age of Facebook, where every whinny and giggle of an infant is posted online by a parent, and then cooed over by friends and strangers for the entire lifespan of the child. Can that child be forgotten? If so, how? There are 10,000 images of the child over the past 18 years. It is an impossible and silly task to even attempt. And those in that circumstance who wish to be forgotten should sue their parents, not Google, for making them a digital spectacle on the internet. As the publisher of many magazines and blogs and websites and other digital online publications, I am sometimes asked by former writers or commenters to go back and delete their work and comments and writing years, decades even, after original publication. I always tell them one thing. No. When they get upset with me because they no longer like their work or they are ashamed of what they wrote a decade ago, I always offer them the opportunity for recantation, to recant what they previously wrote by writing something new and publishing that alongside the original. Let the people decide. You cannot delete what you wrote and then willingly published with me because it has been archived and recorded and stored in 100 different places other than my home publication. That's how online publishing works. Propagation. But even if that were not true, the idea of thinking something you wrote can be disappeared is impossible. It exists. People read it. People commented on it and thought about it. You were effective. When I still get pushback from those who want me to remove their work, I tell them that if I were the New York Times or a paper-only newspaper, you wouldn't make that same request because you know you would either be ignored or denied, or you would know that it is technically impossible to go back in time and cut you out of a paper with a pair of scissors. Now, they try to argue back by insulting me, telling me I am not the New York Times, and that the whole point of being a digital publication is that you can fix things and remove things and make them better. And I agree with them. I am not the New York Times, and that is precisely why I will not go back and change what was. Because you either have a standard or you don't. You either take a moral pathway or you don't. And you turn around and go back into the dungeon. And yes, I know the New York Times goes back and revises online articles without notification. I've been the victim of that bite back. So, the New York Times thinks they can erase unwanted information without a trace. But the preservationists know what really happened. And they saved a copy of the original. And so the provenance of the truth is undeniable. So, we don't erase people here or forget thoughts here at Human Meme or David Boles blogs or David Boles books, writing and publishing, or anything else. We remember everything. We honor it all. Because it is our job and our duty to preserve and publish what is thoughtful. And what was important once will be and shall be and must be important again. And to try to go back in history to quietly and non-invisibly revise what was true is to discredit the necessary dignity of the human condition. Thank you for listening. Be a human meme.